This is your disabled combat veteran. Captain Ryan Flynn, Michael Commiso, and battle buddies. Well, as I live on in my life as Michael Commiso, I feel like I'm a really good guy. There, you know, you all rather sit there online and hate on each other as the world, but Michael Commiso, has better things to do than worry about if people still hating each other about the same subject on me as hate from me. So, I'm just a disabled combat veteran. That's all I am. Back home for, I'm 40. I guess when you turn 50, it's like is that when you turn 50, that's like halfway of your life. Because people live up to 100 years. So, that's like half, you live half of your whole life. And I'm 40, and I, as an American citizen, I feel like I've been more of American online for years now. You know, as an American online, I guess you have to include nowadays online because everybody relies on the internet. So I don't know. I miss traveling. You know, I feel like if I could travel again, I'd be happier in my life because instead of sitting here wondering if people like me or not back home from war as a disabled combat veteran, it's kind of boring subject. Yeah, it's kind of another reason why, I don't know how smart you have to be in life to do things in the world, but I feel like I got this far as 40 years old. I hardly broke the law my whole life, really, if you think about it. I don't have nothing against the law. I just don't understand the law. I feel like as an American citizen, and on top of being an American hero back home, you call me an American hero. And, when I got my first place wrestling medal on my freshman year in high school, the first thing I thought, I had to do more. I said, why is he giving me a medal? I said, I feel like I have to wrestle one more match or something. And because that's why I was in the gym. Everybody, sometimes when you have it in tournaments, you're in some kind of zone as a wrestler. Because you know what your coach wants. I feel like as a wrestler at you're in high school, I feel like we were friends. And, it's nothing wrong being friends with your teachers and coach, I felt like the team came together somehow and you're in high school. There was some type of kind of connection where it was cool to be a wrestler at one point at you in high school. So my freshman year, when they gave me my first place medal, I first think, do I deserve this medal? I felt like I have to wrestle somebody. And I just tried. I was a damn teenager with pimples in my freshman year. I was the older kid because I stood back in first place, or first grade. But if you're an athlete, think of the classes as a sport. First grade is like first place. first grade is like first place or something like that. So there was some kind of going on in my mind when I came up with that right now. But that's every time when I first got my first place medal, I cried, and I didn't want to see anybody because I'm on a wrestling team crying. So I was like, so I was shy. I said, oh, I don't know. I feel like I shook the coach's hand and said thank you for the medal, and I was in shock looking at it, and it said first place. I said, you sure I get the first place medal? But I just cried, and I was worried about what I do. Do I wear the medal? Because I felt like I had some more to do. When you're in a tournament, you're supposed to wrestle like three to four wrestlers from different schools. And I felt like I had to wrestle one more person. So I was shocked, and I didn't know what to do with the first place medal. It was in Princeton. We, as a wrestler, may not have so much more of an education of a genius in school as a wrestler. But wrestlers can be smart too, right? I do admit that I got hit in the head a lot. I don't know how much times you need to know that it's enough to get hit in the head, and your head needs to take a break sometimes from getting hit in the head all the time. So I feel like as the older brother, I was like I had to do everything in high school. I didn't feel like I was the cool wrestler on the team. I didn't feel like I was the cool wrestler at high school, right? I was the goofy guy with the glasses. So when they gave me a first, I was like, what did I do? In my freshman year, when I got to my junior year, I said, what did I do? It was, you wrestle hard wrestlers, and I felt like every wrestler is trying to beat me up. I don't get it. Because they don't want Commiso to win or something. I felt like there was some kind of way of maybe people were tired hearing my name. All I heard was Commiso in the audience. And I didn't want to disappoint the audience because I didn't want to lose. And I didn't want to disappoint the wrestling team. I didn't want to disrespect I feel like I was respectful to all the schools that I went to, as my coach taught me to be good sportsmanship. And I was maybe had a learning I had a learning disability. I was in special education. I do feel like I have trouble pronouncing words. So, as the guy on the wrestling team, because, you watch movies, and, you have that feel of the movies. I don't know, I feel like I watch enough movies. I don't know how much movies you have to be and realize it's a movie you're watching. So, when you watch a movie, it's called a movie for a reason. Well, whatever. I get distracted because my mind is going in different direction. When everybody's reading one sentence in a book, I'm like, I have all these other. That's why I have trouble reading a book in school. It's not because I wanted to focus and read the book. It was hard for me to focus because sometimes are they going to ask you these questions as the test and you don't understand the word that they're reading in the book and on purpose to get on your nerves? Because how we rate each other in school, or if you're a wrestler, you must be a stupid student because you're on the wrestling team. That's how I feel, how people talk in the hallways or something. I don't know. But I felt like I somehow, at one point, I was wondering how I got in this classroom. Kind of way of saying, I felt like this kid is smarter than me in this classroom. How the heck I got in this classroom? I had trouble reading the books. So you use English in every class. So every subject was hard for me because I couldn't figure out how to pronounce as fast as you wanted me to speak it in the classroom as the word to understand the subject. So somehow I got to algebra 2 and further in math, and you guys still read English. You're still English in math. So when the teacher's writing, I felt like, how can anybody write this shit down so fast? The teacher's writing, I had to write notes every time he erases the board. And I said, oh crap, I didn't write everything on the notebook. How the hell am I going to get this damn math problem? But somehow I still got A's and B's in math, and I have trouble with English, and I felt like this guy is on speed or something. And sometimes it's like, if this is the special education class, I imagine how fast you write on a chalkboard, and you expect every student to pick up so fast. But remember, I'm from Trenton. That's how I'm being labeled. I was the kid from Trenton to move to Ewing, but not that far from Trenton, still in New Jersey kind of kid, and I'm 40 now. But I feel like some of your countries got, everybody's like, I'm in America. This is the United States of America. And you're all Americans living all around. And I'm like, what the heck did I do for everybody? Is that how the world really? I'm just trying to. I watched Fred Tate or Little Man Tate. I always said Fred Tate. They're going to probably come out with Fred Tate now. Because Fred Tate's not so little anymore, so it'd be Little Man Tate. But now it'd be Fred Tate movie. He's all old as a genius, and he's like still kind of got that kind of kid mind. I feel like a genius still has a kid mind. That's what you lose. You lose everything. You have to learn your ABCs. You gotta learn your 1, 2. Even though you know your ABCs, you gotta learn it again. You gotta actually see the letter. You gotta actually see the number. Because as an adult, we think we know everything because we're an adult. And that's what we lose. We got along as kids. I felt like, yeah, I was a shy, quiet kid. Everybody took a time to talk to me. Maybe that's what I did. I said, well, if these students took the time to talk to the guy that has a speech impediment, I should do the same talking to the quietest kid. I felt like I talked to the quietest kid in school. I talked to the quietest kid in the school. So I said, well, if they're all talking to me, I got to figure out maybe this is my time to try to talk to other people who are in the class. But I feel like I'm 40 now. You know, maybe when I was a kid, I was worrying about going outside as a kid. That's why it was so hard for me to learn. My mind was always outside. As nowadays, people live on the internet, and our minds is not exactly like outside. We got to teach ourselves about outside on the internet because we're always indoors on the internet. Yeah. So our mind is. I understand sci-fi movies. I don't like horror movies. I don't like drama movies. Because I don't think people go to movie theaters to try to live their more miserable. They want to be entertained in the movie. They don't want to be going to a movie theater and saying, oh, this is how the life is, and be sad when it came out in the movie theater. So I don't think movies are going to be viewed as movies are being viewed. We're going to be more gentle. Since I felt like the reason why the number one hits are the funny movies. I feel like the funny movies always get the number one hits because everybody wants to laugh at the movies. Nobody wants to come out of the movie. They're all crying and sad after. That's why I was laughing when I watched Titanic movie. You didn't get the comedy, and I felt like I got the comedy in the movie. Titanic may not be a comedy movie, but I felt like Titanic was a comedy movie because there's a billionaire on it. All Titanic was a tourist ship to go to America in the 20s. So I highly doubt there was that. You try to tell me, well, I feel like as a billionaire that this ship is safe enough. That billionaire must have took that ship around the world before he took the day on Titanic. I felt like if I was a billionaire, I would test everything before I use it because everybody knows that I'm a billionaire. So I don't know if some kind of hater on a billionaire on Titanic, and that's the reason why he went down. But I don't. It seems like everybody was having fun on Titanic, except everybody was trying to hit on Rose. Everybody's. Oh, you're never gonna get that lady on Titanic. The Irish guy. Oh, that one's so very far. This is the way. You'll never get that lady. She's too far from me. Away from me, you're never gonna get her. She's too far. I mean you. I didn't mean to say me. And everybody's fighting over Rose on Titanic. And the captain said, I'm the captain here. You know, if I have to go down with the ship, I feel like I gotta take care of it. But the world can't be that. I don't think we're all living a soap opera in our real lives, and we got some type of drama in our lives. But I watch the sci-fi movies. And it seems the reason why technology is going to advance is our lives are going to advance, right? Right? I feel like we're not going to keep talking shit about each other in the future because I feel like we're going to get tired of talking shit about each other in the future. Everybody say, oh, what the fuck? I'm 40 years old and they're still talking about me when I was on the wrestling team. You know, I think there's more to life. I think the reason why we came up with paint as color on the walls because we're smart enough to have color on the walls as a human being on this planet. You know, I don't know how complicated the internet is. You're trying to tell me it's that complicated to use the internet nowadays? See, I feel that you can't just come up for a reason why to call somebody a name for it. Just because you hack somebody's computers and you're some kind of a weirdo watching somebody's laptop 24 hours a day online and getting mad at that person because you're the one just sitting there watching them all the time and everything 24 hours a day. You're kind of going a little nuts there, don't you think? Just sitting there. So I don't know what I did back home as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. But I feel like the reason why you want to monitor me is because you want to know more information about me, and now you can get close to me as a monitor around you. Now everybody can get close to me as a disabled combat veteran because you now placed me in that place and you labeled me a name and allow people to bully me. I think that should be against the law. For the law allowing people to call you a name and bullying you as a soldier after 9/11, right? That should be, anybody that's getting called a name should be against the law, right? Is he getting bullied? That's a name. That's the same. Oh, everybody's cool enough to read. Is the law up to date to Playboy magazine? I feel like Playboy magazine's been on the internet before the internet came around. I feel like the Playboy magazine been around before the internet came around. So anybody that act like they don't know what a Playboy magazine on the internet is. So I just felt like you're jealous of me at court because you're somebody that knew me on the wrestling team, or you're just some kind of person that knows that I'm a disabled combat veteran after 9/11 and everything. Because they had to lie a whole lot. I feel like I'm on some kind of corny ass television show that, like, no, against, like, bullying somebody on television show. People get entertained by watching somebody's lives being screwed over on television, and I don't feel like that's going to be that type of television in the future, because we're smart enough not to have crime on television as an Americans in the future. Nobody wants to watch crime. I think it's not. If that's what your money earns now as the law is crime, damn, they must be running out of crime to do as the law, because they force me to say what you want me at court. You don't allow me to talk when I feel like I should talk. And I'm like, damn, that's just how they must have some kind of system at court to sit there and screw somebody, and you're getting upset because you don't want me to win. Well, you don't want me to win. Just because you're some crooked motherfucker on the internet after 9/11, don't know how to treat a soldier after 9/11, doesn't give you a right to sit there on my computer acting like some kind of, man, what did I do? Well, you're the one that sent me to entrap me with pop-up sites and scam me as a soldier after 9/11. As a 9/11, still on the internet. So I think it's kind of crooked as the law, and even the whole world sees the internet, not just the law sees the internet too, if you all think I'm trying to put down some kind of law. The whole world sees the internet. And you sit there and act like it's okay to see people die on television. But in a way, we look crooked as life on this planet we can't accept the 99% nudity online, but we can accept the 1% crime and the violence for you die on television as an American citizen. And I'm like, that's not how it should be. I pay taxes as an American. I serve my country as an American. I feel like the fallen heroes will probably say the same thing. I serve to protect the American flag so you can die on American television after 9/11 on the internet. So I don't highly doubt everybody's going out of their way to find each other who died on the television kind of. What kind of fucked up rating is that to get? So I feel like we're going to be smart enough to say it's not cool to watch people die on live television. It's not cool. As we are going to be advanced on the internet. So being called a name is like, how can you all sit there and call me a name, and I'm just going to sit there and accept that as a soldier after 9/11? And I'm like, well, Michael Jackson makes everything cool, right? Michael Jackson's a cool guy. Everybody wants to be like Michael Jackson. You're still listening to Michael Jackson's music in this. So he makes everything cool, even being a teddy bear on the internet. Be like Mike. Everybody's like Michael Jackson in the 80s on the internet. And it is cool to be called a teddy bear online. But since you're all some kind of crook up system, organized 99% nudity and sex online, you're allowed to call me a name and bully me and not accept me as an American hero in my hometown in America. And I'm like, damn, I'm just trying to use the same sites as everybody on the streets. Since you're all talking to me like I'm from the streets back home as a soldier and everything. And I'm like, wow, what the hell? Is that how people really treat each other in the world? You even talk bad about your soldiers after 9/11? Wow, that sucks to live in a world where you try to do the right things and do the good things in life and try to make something out of yourself online, because I feel like that's the main purpose of the internet. As we're human beings online, we're all supposed to make something out of ourselves on the internet. If we're all going to make millions of dollars, we're all going to be viewed as we advance, life advance. Planet Earth don't have wars anymore. There's no conflict on human life on this planet. That's our future. So you calling yourself whatever, some badass, it's not going to happen in the future. Because, for one, how the heck we have Olympics with each other as countries, and then, what, it's only few people talk bad about each other online? I feel like I try to be nice to people. But since how the world works, where, wow, I can't believe there's a type of law where the law is allowed to label you on the internet, and everybody can make fun of you now. The law says it's okay to make fun of a soldier after 9/11 because you label somebody on the internet. And I'm like, what type of law is that? That must be a fucked up law on the internet where there's 99% nudity online and you only a few people in town gets in trouble on the internet because you're some kind of fucked up world, community and society. You can accept the 99% nudity and sex online, but you can't accept the 1% that gets bullied on the internet. I feel like I'm getting bullied at court. The reason why you say these things on purpose is because you're trying to blackmail me and make your case look good. So what would make your case look good? Me going through programs and everything, and you're trying to find more information from the programs as a system at court around here in downtown. But I'm stupid. Everybody always treat me stupid. My whole life, everybody treats me like I'm stupid, and I'm like, I'm not stupid. If I was in a special education class, and I took these advanced class in high school and graduated from here in high school, I'm not stupid. I took the test in high school. I graduated from high school. Then I served my country after 9/11. I feel like my hometown court still can't accept that I'm a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. I feel like I can use my disability against the court, saying, why do you all pick and fights with me as a soldier after 9/11? And then you all have a reason not to party and hang with me now. Wow, you only can be cool using the internet nowadays. I don't feel like that's the internet in the future. If we're all supposed to have hover cars and a $1 million bank account as people in the world, I think hate doesn't make anybody money on the internet. You loses your money. We're all in debt because everybody's hating each other in the world on the planet. We can't be positive. We can't be accepting each other. I feel like my court wants me to lose. That's the reason why you're making me go through these programs after 9/11, knowing that I'm 100% disabled combat veteran. And I served my country. I feel like I'm still serving my country. You all can view me as whatever, as a loser, American soldier after 9/11 at court after 9/11. But I don't see me as a loser at court. So why do I deserve to get treated like shit while the judge and the court and everybody around online on the internet allows 99% nudity on the internet? So I don't think the judge hates sex. I don't think the judge hates sex. I don't think the judge hates nudity at all. If you can make money off of people on the internet, you're making money off of 99% nudity off of people. Everybody's making money on sex and nudity. Everybody should be a millionaire on the internet. Everybody's a porno star in the 21st. Everybody's a porno star in the 21st century on the internet. So in the future, if everybody's a porno star now, imagine how many more porno stars in the future are going to be on the internet. So I'm getting bullied and discriminated back home as an American hero, as a soldier. Because you got jealous of me on the wrestling team at court somehow. And somehow you got jealous of me being a soldier after 9/11. Because how many people get scammed on the internet? Everybody gets pop-up sites? How many people can admit that they got pop-up sites on their porno sites at court? Because the judge allowed to say what porn they can watch. How come they don't have to say what type of porn they watch at court, at judge and the lawyers and judge and everybody around me as a soldier, American hero after 9/11? Because you can't. I win my case. Because if there's 99% nudity, it's not an if, it's a fact. I don't know if everybody went stupid online and they're cyborgs or something. That's the reason why we got to be asked why we're robots or not. But I'm tired of being talked to. I'm stupid. Because I'm not stupid. If I could travel around the world and serve my country after 9/11, and I'm a shy, quiet kid in school and a speech impairment and learning disability, I don't think life is that hard using the internet after 9/11, dude. There's no dark internet. I'm being bullied for some reason. I don't know why. Because I has the balls to stand up for people as a soldier. I felt like as a battle buddy, I was a really good battle buddy because I stand up for my battle buddies. I don't want my battle buddies die at war. But that's not how I'm being talked to at court. You're still talking to me like I'm stupid, and I'm like, oh, they're just talking to me nice now because they don't want to get sued and get put in jail for scamming my computer after 9/11, and people don't understand in the world who would scam a soldier after 9/11 like that and lie and keep lying and keep lying. All you do is keep lying. You know, I was from the 80s, and I feel like standing for Michael Jackson is the cool thing on the street. You know, I'm from the 80s. I'm the only one in town after 9/11 as an American hero stand up for Michael Jackson. My hometown court won't stand up for Michael Jackson because he called him a name. Since somebody calls somebody a name online, they don't feel like you have to stand up for that person no more. As the good friends and family and everything that's on the internet and everything. That's how, you're trying to tell me that's how fast people turn on each other and wonder why there's hate in the world? I think it sucks and stupid that a human life is still fighting on this planet. You call me stupid and slow because, oh wow, I got a learning disability and you hacked my life for years back home from war, and the best way to welcome me back home at court, in my hometown court, is call me a name and said I ain't good enough to be a good parent one day? Why would I stand up for that? Who the hell are you guys that talk people down and saying, well, you're not going to pass my class if you don't accept our name that we call you on the internet? I said, God damn, that's fucking bullshit. That's the fucking streets. Can't stand up for your best friend as a 99% nudity and sex online as haters in the fucking world, right?
Nobody calls me.
That sucks.
Nobody.
That's how mean the fucking world is. You're trying to tell me as I'm an American hero and I fucking got medals for serving my country, and you're trying to tell me my hometown court can't do anything but this call and try and find a ways and why you should win the case so I can just sit in jail wondering when I come out why there's everybody's naked on the streets when I come out? Damn, that'd be fucked up to come out of jail and see everybody butt naked 24 hours a day on the internet on webcam, and you say, wow, your friends can't stand up for a soldier after 9/11? That's how hard it is at court. You can't even stand up for a goddamn disabled combat veteran after 9/11. That sucks. So why would I stand? I'm smart. Can't believe you actually think that statement should have stuck on me on the internet as a soldier after 9/11. Wow, my hometown court only got balls to talk shit about a soldier, and you questioning how the court is running shit? Damn, that'd be fucked up, as all. You sit there and, oh, we know the law, so we can be butt fucking naked and fuck outside and mock you when you come out of jail. As a soldier after fucking 9/11, that's the best welcome back home you can do for a soldier on the internet. That's what's coming through my mind. I know you all think I'm not smart enough to come up with aggregations or the collusion, but the collusion on me saying, damn, fuck yous for calling me a name back home as an American hero, as a soldier, dude. Just because you think it's right in your mind to call somebody a name, but you just said fuck me on the internet as an American soldier, and I'm protecting my flag, and you say fuck me at court. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. I'm glad I had my battle buddies around me to keep me safe at war, because some of these assholes won't keep you safe at war around here as assholes, right? That sucks. You try to tell me that's how the world is so crooked? You guys are so fucking stuffed up and got a chip on your shoulder as people in the world? And you know for a fact that you see each other's fucking naked ass 24 fucking hours a day online as a society and a community and the internet? And I gotta keep talking to you like I'm a street man. I'm saying, what the fuck, man? I was on the wrestling team. I could have got a scholarship. If I wrestled my senior year, if I would came third or first or second in my senior year, I would have got a scholarship to wrestle in college. Eventually, they would have caught up on my hernia and fixed my hernia. I just can't pick up the trucks and vans and heavy people anymore with the hernia. But that sucks. You know, it sucks that you can monitor porn. Well, since we're monitors and have a badge, we won't get in trouble monitoring porn. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with this situation right now as a soldier after 9/11? You're trying to tell me that instead of everybody coming together and welcoming me back home as an American hero, you all sat there and decided I ain't calling up to party with the ladies back home, and since y'all think you're all better than me back home, I feel like that's how I feel so far. As Michael Raymond Commiso, as a disabled combat veteran, I feel like everybody's trying to prove the point that everybody's better than me. You already proved the point that you're better than me to use the internet at court around. And I'm like, how can you, any of soldiers die at war, and you wonder why soldiers die of war? You're talking shit about me, and I'm serving my country. Whatever, you could claim whatever I did online. I see that I was making art. I've been fighting my case on YouTube for years, but they're still stupid enough to keep talking to me like I'm a nobody and acting like they can talk to me like I'm a nobody. I ain't nobody. I am a Michael Raymond Commiso, and I served my American country after 9/11, still on the internet after 9/11. Y'all act like people come to move to America for a fucking reason. It ain't for me to be bullied as a soldier on the streets because somehow the court can't figure out how to help a soldier out. And they're right now having sex on webcams on the court, and nobody knows about that. That's why this fight, it sucks. You can't talk to people like they're stupid on the streets, right? You all act like you're going to talk to me. I'm stupid as a veteran on the streets, and you're Americans around me. So it's obvious that somebody stole my lottery ticket. As you guys are coming up to me and being like, you all could do whatever to me because you stole my goddamn lottery ticket after 9/11. So I don't know how the court is involved with me getting robbed. I'm being robbed. You saw all the cool things in my room that I've been collecting years at court. Say, well, shit, I'm going to fucking rob a soldier after 9/11. And feel good about yourselves at court after 9/11. Is that what's going on? So that's how I feel. Because I'm stupid. Well, we're going to charge you with shit and nobody's going to care about you. We call you a name and nobody's going to give a shit about you no more because we called you a fucking name online as the fucking streets back home. So that's on top of me making my YouTube video as a soldier after 9/11. I'm still an American hero and I'm still serving my country, if you like it or not, as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. Man, how fake people turn on you. Man, I'm in uniform and everybody's saying thank you for your service, and damn how fast people can turn on you and call your name online and say fuck you as a soldier after 9/11. Damn, you must have said the same thing to Michael Jackson, fuck you. My music's fucking harder than Michael Jackson, so I'm allowed to say fuck you. how's your music going? Because I feel like music is not going to be so mean in the future. You don't have to be all hard in the future rapping a song because it ain't that hard to live on planet Earth. Yeah, everybody's got the the harder you live, the harder you can rap. And I'm like, that's stupid because you rap because you're smart. You're smart. You're rapping poetry. You're sitting there doing something. That's poetry. It's a poetry. Rap's poetry. And all we can do in poetry in the 21st century is talk shit about each other and act like that's the greatest rap song in the world because you can say something meaner than the other person. Or I don't think that's rap, though. Like rap is a poetry. It's funny. They say rap is the coolest music. Rap is the coolest music in the world. But rap is a type of poetry. So you're all the cool kids in school that ran away from the poetry classes and saying it ain't cool to be a poet in school, but is it cool to be a rapper on the street? That's funny. That's like, wow, that's just saying, why should I don't have to rap like I have a bad life to be a hard rapper. What's a good rapper? I'd rather be a good rapper than a hard rapper. I feel like number one hits is the number one hits for a reason. And Michael Jackson's still number one. Yeah, I feel like as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11, I'm the only one that has balls to stand up. I wish I was knowing what's going on with Michael Jackson. Because I always wanted to meet Michael Jackson. There's the celebrities that I wanted to meet when I was a kid. And one of them was Michael Jackson. Because even though I was a special education class, I knew what music was. That's how you treat each other at parties on the internet. Oh, he's not smart enough to party with, so fuck it. And then all you worry about who can get laid at the party and who get what lady at the party. And I'm like, I don't feel like that when I was partying with my battle buddies. My battle buddies gave me a chance to talk to girls in clubs and say, Commiso, I got to teach you how to dress to talk to the girls. I said, okay, cool, battle buddy. I really had no dress code in the first place. But I think I was having just fun hanging with my battle buddies. I didn't really care if a girl came up to me or talked to me or not because I was just too shy to talk to the girl at the club in the first place. So I didn't really care. I felt like, I didn't get, everybody else got a girl wrong to the barracks, but Commiso. But I said, you know what? I didn't care. I just like, I was a poor kid from Trenton that traveled the world and served my country after 9/11, and nobody can take that away from me. You can say whatever words and call me a name and bully me back home as an American hero and accept that as your good friend to me. You call it, your good friends call each other's names online and party with each other. That'd be a messed up party. So when I traveled the world, I could say I'm a world traveler. So my I feel like my parents raised me the right way because my dad taught me to be a hard worker, and there was I learned that the word in the military that I'm a military brat. I learned the word military brat. I got a World War II veteran American hero as my grandpa in my family. And I feel like my other grandpa was in World War. Not everybody tells everything online, as I feel like my other grandpa could have been a veteran too. And then my dad tried to serve his country, but he had a learning disability. My dad has a learning disability, and I feel like that when people find out that you have a learning disability or a speech impediment, I don't think the world is mean, because the world wouldn't allow me to travel the world as a tourist and allow me to. I had fun, and I felt like I had fun in every country. I didn't focus on that I was in the military. I didn't focus on that I was going to war. I was just having a good time hanging with my I would have went anywhere with my battle buddies, and I went to war with them. And I think that's how they tricked me. We got to trick Commiso going to war. Commiso's having too much fun in Germany. Every country that I went to, I had fun with. So when they went to war, I was still laughing, and I was laughing at war. I said, you can tell that I don't get out of the house much if I'm laughing at war, battle buddy. Because I don't know, I was just having fun because I said, man, I live in the desert and I'm from New Jersey. How the heck I'm going to survive the desert? And I sweat. I sweat so much I had to take a shower every day at war because I was the guy that sweated so much. So sometimes I couldn't shower all the time and I probably stunk really bad because I sweat so much. It didn't matter if it was cold outside at night, I was still sweating even at night. Everywhere I went, I was sweating. And they teach you in the classes, you gotta make sure you keep putting water in your body or calories. You have to have calories in a war. When you don't, you're not supposed to have high calorie, whatever heck that is. You're supposed to have a lot of high calorie. I can't say it no more. So they tell you if you don't keep on drinking water, you can have a heat stroke at war. And I was the guy that was sweating all the time, and I was like, okay, I just listened to the so I just drink. All I drank was Gatorade at war and water. I really felt like I never really drank. They had the option of soda. You can drink soda at war, but they told you beat the heat in Fort Jackson. They said beat the heat. I think the reason why I went to Fort Jackson because for a reason to beat the heat, to learn how to beat the heat. Because when you go to war, I don't know. People call me stupid, but I feel like as a human being by now, if we're fighting in the desert, there should be no fighting in the war. The reason why I've laughed is not because I was nuts. It's because I was laughing because I felt like Indiana Jones and everybody's smiling around. Well, I was trying to make people smile. But I was in convoys, I was a gunner, I was a driver, I was a TC radio, I was on guard 24 hours. They put me on guard all the time. I said, can you pick somebody else? They trust my battle buddies to trust me to be on guard all the time. And all I was thinking, please don't shoot me. I know where to shoot. They taught me how to shoot in the military. Please understand. Today we just chill at the guard tower. I felt like I was the spirit at war, trying to comment, don't kill each other at war. It's not okay. As to why people bully each other on the internet still. If you teach your kids to go to school not to bully each other, and then you learn as an adult, people can call you a name and screw your life over and bully you when you come out of school. That's kind of sucks too, don't you think? I don't know how far we can go in future if everybody's always talking bad about each other on the internet. We won't go as far as you all think you. We won't. I feel like we've been on this planet for everybody to accept each other, who we are as people, as we grew up with Michael Jackson music, Madonna, and crap. There's a lot of good leaders in the past, and it's hard to be a good leader now because everybody's always talking bad about you, no matter who you are on the internet. And it sucks because I guess nobody really got my YouTube channel in the first one. I decided to I try to make people laugh, And I try to make people realize it's not cool to bully each other on the internet. It don't matter who you are or who you are. Then why does the law allow you to call your name and screw your life over like that? That's kind of sucks. You served your country. You did your best on the wrestling team. You got A's and B's. You're on the honor roll. I felt like my parents went through a whole lot. My parents, if anybody knows about Commiso and the Q family, on top of my best friend died of cancer, bone cancer, in school. Patrick Baldwin died with bone cancer. So all in the 90s, in Commiso, my grandpa died, my grandmom died, my Uncle Leon got hit by a drunk driver. All in the 90s, in the one short period of time while my best friend died in school. And I was on the wrestling team. So maybe I use things to distract my mind that, actually, because I have feelings. I may be a man and I'm not allowed to show my feelings because I'm a man or something. But I am a veteran on top of that. So, I miss my battle buddies. Everybody's got their life of their own now. And I get that. I know. I just thought things would be different back then. Not because if people have to kiss people's ass to make it to the top, I think that sucks. Because we don't have to kiss each other's ass. We know what respect is. You all rub it in our fucking face 24 hours a day on the streets. To where, what the heck the television's trying to teach us. Oh, if you live in this neighborhood, you're going to have it worse than the other neighborhood, but this neighborhood is safe enough to keep this neighborhood safe on television, but this one neighborhood can't. What the fuck was that all about? That's why I don't like watching the news. What's wrong with you guys? Stop fighting, hurting each other as people on planet Earth. There's better ways. You all act like it's so hard to help veterans, but I feel like we're the easiest people to get along with because was taught to respect in the military. I don't know what respect means on the streets, but I know what respect means when I was in the military. So I don't know what different, is that it? We all want different type of respects online on the streets, and since we are all uptight, we're uptight. We can't have sex on. I feel like as an American, we can't talk about sex online as an American. Because you all get jealous of each other. See, that's why back in the day you could have billions of nudity in your house. Because nobody cared. Now everybody's in each other's business, and now you're all jealous of each other knowing that shit. You know what sex and nudity is in every houses now? When back in the day only one person claims that they know what sex is online. But everybody can claim in the whole world that knows what sex online. And people don't have to get in trouble and bully on the internet as your soldier after 9/11. So I feel like that people getting me in trouble on purpose because somebody stole my winning lottery ticket. I had a winning lottery ticket. I kept it in my wallet. I should have just handed it in that day. But I felt like I could trust Americans. America and people in general. I was the kid in school that tried to get along with people, and I didn't even know how to talk to people. I didn't know what was cool to talk about in school. I didn't know. I felt like everybody had their coolness. Everybody was cool in high school. Everybody's got to be cool. When you're in the middle school, you're just a kid, you didn't have to be so cool as a kid. But when you're in high school, you got to be cool. So I feel like me making YouTube videos over the years, I tried to be cool in school, but I was the goofy guy with glasses. I was shy and couldn't talk to the ladies, and somehow they said I put the pussy on the pedestal. That's what everybody taught me that word in school, and then everybody taught me in the military. Yeah, Commiso, you just put the pussy on the pedestal, Commiso. You could get a girl. But I was a shy guy. When a girl is staring at me and you don't know what the hell to say, it's because I didn't know what to say. When I was at the club, I was trying to play it cool.
That was the day that we met.
Well, I danced with the girls at the club. I would felt like I had all I need. Only times I drank in my life was at the clubs, at the bars. When I really don't drink now. I don't drink at all right now. The only times I really drink was with my battle buddy. So when I said, let me just get some beer or something, and I had the nerve to go, hey, or whatever. Hey, I felt like, hey. You know, I guess you're supposed to have some kind of type of cool line to say to a girl. When you go up to her, I was like, hey. And after that, I was like, I couldn't say it. I couldn't figure out what else to say. I was like, hey. And the girl, I just followed the girl out of the bar or club. And I didn't even know who she was. And we was traveling for a long time. And I'm like, where's my battle buddy? Because I hang with, when you're in basic training, you don't go to clubs in basic training with your sergeants. You don't go with, I feel like the only reason why people knew that I was in basic training because I had a goofy laugh in basic training. So I was saying, as long as I don't make the drill sergeant yell at me, everything be good. So every time I was like, just don't yell at me, drill sergeant. Don't yell at me. I was like, they say shoot down the range, Commiso. Okay, don't yell at me, drill sergeant. So I was like in school, I was like, I'm fresh from high school and I'm doing basic training. I just felt I was in some kind of type of a really hard school. If basic training feels like some kind of tough ass school, you're gonna be. So if I get a good grade in class today in basic training, everybody will leave me alone and I can sleep in the barracks. Oh no, that's all. It was back in high school. My battle buddies in basic training came up to me and talked to me. So when I got to know people, I don't even know how I got to know people in basic training, but somehow I felt like I got to know everybody in basic training. He said, they did this for a reason. I think the drill sergeant, we was put together for a reason in basic training. There's some kind of system in the military. And so, that's why I talk about being a veteran. Because I had more time serving my country online for everybody to sit there and act like they're cool to make fun of somebody for calling somebody a name in the first place. Two, I'm just shocked that you it's hard to believe because I'm just a goofy person. I don't have no really, I'm like that person in school that somehow figured out he was in basic training. This is how I get it. The first thing when the drill sergeant yelled at me, I said, how the heck did I get here? So I said, I could do this. I said, just don't make the drill sergeant yell at you, and we could pass this, Commiso. So that's what I said in my mind when I did basic training. Everybody's, you know, that's because there was soldiers that tried to get kicked out of basic training. So I said everybody's proud of me. I don't want to get kicked out of basic training. I could do this. Once you run all the time, you get too used to running all the time. And when they did PT, I said, oh, everybody's mad at PT. They said we do this every day, and there's still people mad at PT. So I try to be cool at PT. And so I'm happy. I'm like, I'm already in formation. Then people run out of the barracks and say, well, I'm already in formation. I said, just get this over with. You know we're going to do it anyway. So what the hell are you all bad for? So I was trying, I feel like I was trying to cheer up the barracks and basic training. I had a tough basics. I had a super, Fort Jackson trained Marines, you know. Did you know Fort Jackson trained Marines too? So when I had a tough basic training, you know. They was actually shooting bullets at us. Once I woke up and realized the drill sergeant's mad at us and shooting bullets at us. I said, I gotta get out of here. That's the first thing I said. I said, why are you all moving slow? And there's bullets that's flying over above us. So I'm looking up, and I felt like I was in Star Wars, because like when you see the red ones is the ones they want to shoot you with. It's the red ones. The red ones are the live ones, I felt like. Well, I learned that watching some American movies. And then somebody told you the red ones are the ones that so they know who he shot. They mark the bullet red so they know they shot you. I said, what the hell? So there was a chance that my drill sergeant was the one that was trying to shoot everybody. Because my drill sergeant, I felt like I had the meanest drill sergeant in the whole, whatever was going on in the big face. And I felt like, yeah, I think Drill Sergeant Smith was the one that shooting above me. I said, I gotta get out of here. Everybody's crawling all slow. I said, what are you doing? There's bullets. So I'm like looking around. It's like, I gotta crawl around this person. And then I come out and stand on top of the hill. And I was like, they're still crawling down there. I said, I gotta come on. I waited for my battle boys to do whatever there was going on. There was fire going on and everything. I said, what's everybody's problem back home as a veteran? I served my country after 9/11, man. I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, when everybody else was confused at 9/11, you think I knew what was going on or not? I was just like, wow, I thought, what the hell is this? What kind of TV is it? So yeah, I went through a lot where my Uncle Leon died, Grandpa died, Grandma died, and my best friend died of cancer. And all in the 90s. Everything happened in the 90s. And then all of a sudden I see 9/11. I said, what's wrong with people? And what's going on? We all grew up in the 80s and the 60s and the 70s. We all was taught in school to get along with each other in school. What's wrong with everyone in the world? So just because somebody calls your name, I don't have to accept that name. My nickname is Scooby. When somebody calls me Scooby, I don't care. That's a cool name to be called. But how many cool names do we call each other on the internet nowadays? It's always negative, isn't it? So I feel that this planet is changing. Not because geniuses in the past saying the earth is changing. I think it's more like common sense. So everybody's trying to determine this is the end of the days. I just feel like is this going to be another ice age? And then on top of that, we got to worry about the comets in outer space. So you all rather waste your time online finding out that y'all get mad. I don't know, because you can't get mad at 99% nudity. How can you really get mad at each other when there's 99% nudity on the internet? I feel like I took a business class. I want to, if I ever had to get to do whatever I wanted in my life as a veteran, I feel like I'd be a good businessman. Not because I guess when somebody says you're a good businessman or oh that guy's always out for money and everything, no, you want to be a good businessman so your customers keep coming to your company, your business. That's you wanted to start something in your name and make something out of yourself as a company. So you want to be. I feel like as the internet, there should be a lot of customer service on the internet to keep people to come back to the internet, right? You, I, you look to the future. To if you're a businessman, you look to the future, saying your business is going to be good because your future. It's because that's how you see your company. To keep your company moving, you want your company to look good. You want your business to keep moving forward. So that's how you would see your business as in the future. So if everybody wants to be good businessmen on the internet, using the internet, insulting each other and putting each other down like they came out of high school or something, or whatever, it won't get you in a good college. Last time I checked, it's hard to get in a good college. Everything's got to be right because they analyze everything about you, and it's hard to get into college where I'm like, man, just because you don't see how I am as a person online nowadays, how the people use the internet and how people talk about it, it's not my fault. I feel like I got this far in life because I have good parents and my family raised me right, and I have a natural good heart. I do care about people. I don't want to see. That's why I don't want to see negative television. I feel like we're smart enough to not watch negative television. Where 99% you already saw each other naked online. Why everybody mad at each other still on the internet? Nudity is part of life. Seems like nudity is part of our culture. Nudity is part of our culture and part of our life. It's natural. Nudity is natural. But when you go to court, they talk about nudity like it's not natural to talk about on the internet. And it confused me after 9/11 as a soldier. How hard I could have got my head chopped off and blown up around the world to come home and for everybody to act like I won't be good around kids as I feel like I'll be good around kids, dude. Over the years, I taught kids how to be themselves. We live in a world where in cyborgs, so that's why they ask me if you're a robot, as cyborgs on Star Trek. I teach kids that it's okay to be yourselves and be goofy online. They're going to make fun of you no matter what. Who cares? That's how stupid the internet is. We're so smart to make each other millionaires in the world, but we're too stupid enough to hate on each other in the world. So I should have came back home from war from that too, I feel like. I'm this Michael Commiso, and how we view each other online, you gotta be so much more using the internet. If you're not rich enough, you go to jail. If you're not cool enough, you go to jail. Anything you're not good enough online, you go to jail. So that system doesn't seem cool to me. As everybody wants to be cool on the internet, yeah, you got some messed up people online, but I highly doubt everybody wants to live a hard life. You became a rapper because it's cool to be a rapper, and you make money when you're a rapper, and you want to be that cool kid at the Cribs and MTV. Every time I saw Cribs on MTV, I said, "Imagine come on, kid, it's over now. This is it. That's all I got." But we have to prove each other all the time. Is that what streets is all about? We got to outprove each other in rap, so we're going to stink in rap because we got to outprove each other on the internet. Oh, man, we have cool things to say. We landed a man on the moon. How's that a bad thing to rap about? People, I feel like nowadays people use the internet to search for love on the internet. So I feel like we're trying to accomplish love online. If was a social media dating system, so it'd be like every channel in the world is going to be a dating channel because everybody knows what sex and nudity is and overcame the sex and nudity in the future. And since everybody's going to do that, when they make love in the bed in the first place to make a family. So I think we're going to have a better understanding of sex and nudity in the future, and not a lot of people are going to have a chip on their shoulders or hating on each other because we're tired of talking shit about. I didn't come home to. I wanted to make more goofy videos. I would feel like I was on some kind of goofy video way of life, but since you're all serious online. So what are you teaching your kids? If your kids can't be goofy online in the world, then fuck, shit. I'm telling you right now, kids don't grow up in the world. I think that's where Albert Einstein was trying to teach me. Everybody grew up so fast to have wars on this planet and hate each other for no reason because you all grew up to be an asshole. You're all kids. It's such shit. If everybody views the world like I do, there'll be no hate and crime. I think that was Michael Jackson. I was trying to make the world a better place. That's Michael Jackson. What's wrong with everybody? I thought everybody in the world understood my music. But no, they're going out of the way, hate each other, and kill each other. So I have to sing some of that. Michael Jackson, he probably just retired. He said, I can't come up with another song. He said, I gotta come up with another song for everybody to chill out as Michael Jackson. And it's hard to be a Michael Jackson in the world in the first place. And on top of that, he was like, holy shit, I gotta sing another song. Because then they won't stop fighting on this planet. And I was trying to teach him, you don't have to fight. We got Michael Jackson on this planet. What the hell is wrong with everybody? We had Michael Jackson. There was a miracle in outer space that there's life in at all, and life on this planet came up with Michael Jackson. Holy shit, what everybody fighting about? Holy moly, what everybody fighting about online? Who could be cool enough to be naked and have sex all night at the party on the internet? Wow! That's why I miss my battle buddy. I feel like somehow my battle buddies accepted me. All my battle buddies accepted me in the barracks once they realized, I don't know if they knew I was, because they was all in the, I came to my first duty station and everybody's in the field training. And I was confused. I don't know if they wanted me to train with them. So I stuck with the civilians on base. They said, the sergeant came up to me and said, Commiso, you want to work at the CMN? I said, okay, what's that? It's the mail. I said, you can't be that hard to do mail. You just got to remember where everything is. But, you know, after a while, your hands dry out. Everything, when you do mail, your hands dry out, everything. So I'm like, doo-doo-doo. And then the civilians, I did push-ups. You know, I did PT with the civilians. Then my first time, I was doing push-ups in the CMR. They said, Commiso, can you do push-ups all the way to the end of the... You had to push down on each tire, and I did it all the way to the other side. And they said, oh, all right, that's my PT for testing. There was a walk-in push-up. I was walking push-ups. You go down and up. They say, Commiso, can you do this? Each tile you do a push-up. So I did it weird. I guess I could have did it, go to the next tile, but I did it like this. I just realized it. I said, they didn't really teach me how to do the push-ups. I just came up and said, this might be how to do it. I said, oh, I could have went down on each tire, moved up to the next tire, to go down and do the push-ups, and do the next tire, do a push-up. I did the spider push-up or something. The lizard, I did the lizard push-up. When you get each tire, I went to that tire, and I did that push-up, and I went to that tire, and then I went that tire. So I was like, I felt like I was climbing to each tower, or tile on the floor. So I had to see him more. So don't worry about it, buddies. They got me doing PT at the CMR. Because I was like, where's Commiso at? Everybody, where's Commiso at? And I was at the CMR. And I heard my name at the front. I said, oh, I'm going to get in trouble. But I was like, calm down, Commiso. The sergeant said, you don't have to be making formation because you work at the CMO. And that's what I said to the sergeant that came to the door. And I said, nothing happened. I said, wow, I'm free. I get to travel the world on my 4th day in the barracks. I said, yeah, I'm going with the civilians. You know, they took me to a football game in Europe, but the football game is not the same as in America. So I saw the cheerleaders. I took the pictures of the cheerleaders. I took the pictures of the people that was around me at the CMR. I took pictures everywhere. Everywhere I went, I felt like I was a tourist in the barracks. I think my battle buddies knew I was a tourist right when they said, oh, look at me. So that's how eager every 4th day said, I was good. I was nice to everybody in the barracks so I could get out of the barracks and party and enjoy life in the world. We lose that fact in the life. We don't enjoy life on the internet. We're just some kind of cyborg listening to everything we hear on the internet. And I miss planet Earth when there was life where people could fly around the world and read Playboy magazines and eat a cupcake or some Chinese food around the world and chill. And then it's nighttime now. It's time to go to the clubs. Put your battle buddy. I hang with battle buddies during the day. I hang with battle buddies during the night. Whoever wanted to hang with me, I said, I don't care. You know more than I do. I can't believe they followed me out of the barracks because they know. Oh, well, I followed them. I said, there was a Guerrero, Eddie Guerrero, or Don Guerrero. It's not Eddie Guerrero, Don Guerrero. I thought that was the guy from the wrestling match. Somebody said in basic training that the Guerrero guy or the Mysterio guy was in my basic training. So the whole time I was in basic training trying to figure out who that. And then this guy said on top of he was on the bottom and I was on top of the. He said I want to wrestle. I do that wrestling where with the mask, no, the Spanish wrestling, nacho, and that could have been him. But I was just happy to get out of basic training. So whoever followed me out of basic training to my first duty station, but I made it that far. So I don't understand. You people, everybody wants change in the world. Well, I think the first thing we need to do is stop talking bad about each other. The more we stop talking bad about each other in our life, the easier to figure out where that 1% why people get hated and die in the world. Because technically, if you think about it, if we're supposed to advance as people in the future, there should be no homeless people on the streets. People should be starving. Everybody's got medicine in every country. Everybody's safe. from all the viruses and diseases on us. You want everybody safe, so it won't affect your life. And so we want to find a cure for cancer, so it won't affect your life. But I think people care about each other more than that online, right? That's why it's confusing. That's Commiso on planet Earth. I really do not understand the internet. Where I say, well, wow, I was from New Jersey, and I got to the other side of the world. Imagine how hard it was being Michelangelo to get to the other side of the world back in the day. It's a lot easier to travel now. So imagine being like Christopher Columbus or Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, or some kind of famous king. We get to travel the world, and the best thing we can do is hate on each other. And man, there's ancient, when you got antique roadshow, there's something older than antique. You know, you were a kid in train, and you went to the antique store. I don't know if you get beat up when you were trying to go to the antique store when I was a kid. But I thought, wow, they got some cool stuff in this store. And then there's ancient. This shit on this world that's ancient. I don't know if you know what ancient means. That means the beginning of caveman land. That was like 600 BC. I feel like 600 BC, and below that is ancient. So how can things that old survive on this planet to act like life is so hard on this planet to live? And we got ancient shit on this planet. That means that you're trying to say, just shut up, don't talk, don't have a voice, don't speak up. Just be this cyborg online as an ancient rock and don't do anything. And the only reason why you can survive this long as an ancient rock or ancient item is you don't talk or say anything, and you just allow everybody to walk all over you, and nobody knows that you're there because you're ancient. And you just, I don't think life is that hard. Maybe we need to cut down on soap operas or something online. That could be the case. Because everybody's in their own type of soap opera in the world. You know, I don't have anything against soap operas, but I feel like shit. That's a lot of drama to take in, soap opera. So it's called a TV show. We don't have to act like we're all a soap opera. I think that was the point of the show. I don't watch. My mom made me watch some General Hospital. Well, I always walked in the other room and did my own thing. I said, I can't watch this. It's too much drama. And I feel like I try to avoid drama when people put me into drama when I was in school. You know, yeah, being a wrestler in high school made it, but I feel like I may have a concussion. I don't know if anybody noticed. I forget what I say sometimes. It feels like my mind goes out and on and in and out, off and turns off and on. And I'm like, man, I should be further in life. Being an actor and actress and a rapper in America or any type of celebrity or anything, when now it's YouTube. You're YouTube celebrities now. There's more than the meaning of being a celebrity. There's like more of a. I'm like, if people thought I was just trying to like, I don't know what people think. That's why I don't think I cared. Because at the time I worry about what people think of me. I'll be 89 years old still worrying about what people think of me, and I know I accomplished being a veteran and everything, but I feel like maybe I should do some more in life. But it's like nobody wants to help you. Like, I don't know if that's for everybody. Like, once somebody knowledge or noticed or know that what they wanted to do in life, there's people always screwing your life over. That's how I feel. How the internet is. You know, you allow us ourselves to go so far in life on this planet. You know, you all look to the negative. We're going to have crime the rest of our lives. But that won't be a good business company. And, you know, I feel like we pay taxes so we have no crime on television. So we don't, the law's there on the internet for a reason so nobody gets in trouble with the law. And everybody's doing the same thing and chilling on the internet. How cool it is to travel the world on the internet. I know that I can take better pictures. I am an artist. I think I have a mental block because everybody's talking about putting me down, bullying me, and saying I'm not good enough. I have a mental block in my mind, and that's why it's so hard. I have trouble. I know I could draw. I know I could draw. I know I could draw. But I got a mental block because how the internet. When everybody say Albert Einstein said I can draw. That's I would say that's good friends to have around. I think Albert Einstein was a good friend because I feel like he was just trying to stand up for everybody, saying, yeah, they only got so much information on Albert Einstein, but I took in the good information that they said, and while they saying it was his fault about everything because he was a genius or something. But it looked like he was trying to help everybody as Albert Einstein. He didn't want war. He didn't want people to fight. So maybe, I don't know. It's just, as long as one person can take the fall from the 99% nudity and sex online, then I'll be okay in my pages of books online and move on and then allow it. Your best friends online get bullied on the internet as an American hero any longer. I don't know if that came out right because I really have no social skills. I came from, the movie Clueless. I was the lady the new kid on the block in Clueless, and I didn't know crap about school. I didn't realize schools can be that rich to go to. When you go to class, you got to be all proper when you speak. You got to make sure you speak proper in this class. I'm from Trenton, so I have a speech impediment from Trenton. I don't know what happened. My mind lacks speaking. Well, I guess as geniuses in the future, we shouldn't have to say so much words to get to know each other in the future. We don't have to speak. We just know that we're good people. But I guess that's not, we have to keep speaking. They said there's languages that's disappearing and English is one of them. And I'm like, are you serious? English is like the number one language. Don't get mad that over time that we all learn English and the number one language is English and that's all we can speak. It's okay. I have trouble speaking English too, as a guy from English to speak English in America. I can't pronounce all the words in the dictionary. If you let, I could try and try. But nowadays, trying is not even enough to be a person. That's how hard we are to each other. You can't be a person on the internet. So when I was a shy, quiet kid, I felt like I was the goofy kid in class that didn't know how to talk to the lady. And if they had parties in high school, I really didn't go to. I felt like I just hang with my best friends, whatever they was doing at the time. Whoever, I had friends in school, and I had friends that hang with me. But I was always focusing on the wrestling team. And I was always focusing on trying to make the teacher happy. So that's why I miss my grandma. I have feelings. I have made be viewed as, oh, he just a disabled combat veteran that doesn't have feelings because he's a veteran that served his country. I hear stories. I hear stories about veterans. I hear my battle buddies. I listen to my battle buddies and how their lives are going so far as veterans. And I'm like, wow, man. Yeah. It's like, wow, as your good friend that survived a fucked up war online for one, I'm a good friend that stands up. I feel like I'm a good guy. So, if my cat likes me, animals got better sense than that. Dogs and cats animals got better sense than they can hear better, they can smell better, they can see better. Even though they see in black and white, animals got better sense. My kitty cat can accept me as a veteran back home. I feel like majority of the world can accept me back home as a veteran. But is that all people do? Trying to find an acceptance in some kind of group on the internet? Acceptance. I am accepted as the cool kid online. Don't you think everybody wants to be cool on the internet? So why do people talk bad about each other? If everybody knows what it takes to be cool at the party, and why everybody lie? I feel like people lie a lot. I don't know why people lie a lot. They had to lie a lot about me. If people believe me or not, I have a good heart and I served my country after 9/11, and my majority of my life I was always trying to abide by the law on the internet and do the right things. But that's not how the world works. Everybody's screwing each other's lives over, but to earn some kind of street credit on these streets. That should be a different meaning. That's streets. The streets are a home, you know. If you can't survive on the streets, are you surviving in the home? So what the hell kind of slang is that crap? Well, we're never going to make it because we grew up on the streets. Well, if people make it in the homes, on the streets of America, then you can make it too on the streets of America. That's how I see the world. If people in America can live and survive in homes, you can survive too on the streets and have a good life. And everybody don't have to. It has to break the law to make it in the world. Or make it break the law. Or just get your screwed. That's all it is. That sucks. That really sucks. You know, you try the hardest to get your degree in the college or diploma or whatever, and the first thing they teach you is everybody goes to jail, so accept it if you don't accept it or not. And I'm like, that's not how the world works. What the hell? There's more to life than you can see it. I think that's relativity. Albert Einstein was trying to teach the world that life matters. As life matters in outer space. We can't be selfish and kill off this planet because we somehow still stupid enough not to accept each other as being a human being on the internet. And I would say, living on planet Earth, I would say people at human beings online. But it goes a different way. It's hard to believe how crooked the world is. Because you teach your kids in the world you can be anything you want and make it into it. But then you have this television you watch and the internet, and you destroy everybody's dreams. But that's not how the internet is supposed to work. We have the internet so all our dreams come true. And we'll be able to have hover cars like Back to the Future. We all can afford hover cars because we're smart enough as life on this planet to have hover cars. Everybody can have it. We have trouble driving on the road. I don't understand the conflict of why it's so hard to help a disabled combat veteran. As to, it shouldn't be that hard to help each other out as people on this planet where, yeah, maybe today you're not being called that name online, being bullied, but tomorrow you could be called that name and be bullied online, and everybody like, wow, I can't believe people will turn on each other because they hear something about somebody online. I don't think that is how the internet is supposed to work. So I feel like I speak in a respectful way to where everybody curse nowadays. Everybody's had said fuck nowadays. But it sucks. You try to hold your military bearings in the civilian world. It's easy to, I felt like it was easy to get along with each other in the military. So where in the civilian world, I don't understand what the heck is everybody's problem is. Why can't you go, everybody get along with each other in the 21st century on the internet? As to, you want your company and business to do well. So you want the internet to do well too. So that means everybody should do well, even viruses and diseases and everything. You want everybody to see to more improve your business and company would be to help everybody else out, as we all should be chilling on the internet. I don't want to know about every bad thing that happens in the world all the time because I don't believe that's the majority of the world in the first place. That's to somehow we all still we're going to have to come together. People read books the wrong way, and that's why. Is that it? We go to school and we understand each other as a student, but then we read some book and don't understand, and then I don't know what the heck everybody's doing, fighting each other in the world. Because if there's 60s and 70s and some type of 80s online because of the internet, I feel like everybody should be chilling. And you all like, he's not educated to say something else to chilling. Well, I feel like the world and life on this planet should be chilling, if you're all educated or not. If you can find a bigger world than chilling, I'll be okay with you. But that's how simple the world is, chilling. That means we overcame our differences as people. We know there's human beings, and there's a human being in that home, there's a human being in that home. Everybody knows they're human beings on this planet, on the internet, as I feel like the internet was trying to take us in the first place. Then they came up with robots, finally AI, artificial intelligence. But I feel as humans, we should accept the robots too on the internet. Even the AIs and robots on planet Earth should be chilling. But no, we always got to come up for a reason to hate on each other when there's no reason to hate each other in the first place. And while I'm like trying to do other things online where you all try to say it's my responsibility to figure out how to fix the internet back home as a veteran. How hard is it to fix the internet? That's the conflict I don't understand. Because we watch TV and know what TV and shows were like, right? And I highly doubt everybody's watching everybody hating each other, right? We're watching goofy movies. I feel like we're watching superhero movies, goofy movies. People want to be laughed. People want to laugh in the world, not laughed at. People want to be laughed, not laughed at. That's where the conflict of the difference of what laughter means. So I got some cool things to show you, and I still didn't get my signed Babe Ruth baseball. Man, there's Pinocchio. They said these are rare from the 40s. Oh, that's Pinocchio. Everybody think about it. At the time when Disneyland opened, the whole world wanted to go to Disneyland in the 30s. So in the 40s, I guess they figured out how to do it. So everybody wanted to, and that's the same thing now. The whole world, they're all talking like you all hate each other. But everybody wants to go to Disneyland. Everybody wants to go to Disney World. And these are from the 40s. I like this one because it's Popeye and Mickey Mouse together. So I thought that was cool. It's made from Japan. That's Goofy and Mickey Mouse. And Donald Duck, or Daffy Duck. Daffy. I get them two mixed up. I thought he was cool. He looked like an old Mickey Mouse. You could tell the old Mickey Mouse from the new Mickey Mouse. And I thought, this must have been some kind of, it was us, maybe a poem. I thought that was cool. I don't know. I really have no reason of collecting. Well, I do a little bit. I wish I was a kid. Because being a kid at Christmas, I felt like everybody in the whole family and the whole world and everybody goes out of the way to make Christmas so happy. When I was a child, I don't know about now, but back home for Commiso shouldn't be this hard. I had a hernia surgery. You would think everybody stopped beating me up when you had a hernia surgery. So I was just trying to be Michael Commiso. That money in it. I don't care what people think of me, man. I felt like that as I was in school too. That people made fun of me. I didn't know that people made fun of me. I just know that I didn't feel like I was cool enough to be cool enough in the classroom. But I was just a shy, quiet, speech impediment, nervous guy. And I traveled the world. Nobody, no matter what you say about me, to put me down and claim that you can't help if I haven't been back home. In my life, I traveled the world with my battle buddies, and I had a really good time hanging with my battle buddies, my friends, serving my country. And not everybody gets to go to London. Not everybody get to go to Amsterdam. And there's cool things out there. You all can sit there and act like it's some kind of mean world. But, man, imagine being Michelangelo, man. And you're traveling the world in the 21st century. Man, you probably get more done now. You make more art as Michelangelo. You have more time to make art. That's how easy it is to travel nowadays. So, that's all. This is your disabled combat veteran actor, Michael Commiso, and a battle buddy. I need to lay down now.